man. Let's move on to some of the traditional ones. You want to do, let's say, prospect or trainer of the year?
Let's go with prospect of the year. Woo. I think we might have the same one.
Go ahead.
I think we might have the same one. Do you want to take this one? Because I don't want to steal your thunder again.
All right.
I'll let you pick it.
So I think in a weird year, like we mentioned before, where there weren't too many fights, most guys had one fight. I think there's one guy who stood out the most, and I'll just go ahead and say it, man. There's not much to say. 3 knockouts this year, all 3 first round KOs, of course. That's all he does.
Yeah.
Right? Edgar Berlanga.
Hey, okay.
What you got?
Same guy.
Same?
Same guy.
Oh.
Same guy.
Yeah.
Young guy, obviously, when we think of prospects, you think of what? Someone that's 25 and under, 24 and under.
I would say, to me, it's more of the amount of fights that they have. Yeah. He's 23 years old. He only has 16 fights. He made his pro debut 4 years ago, but I think this was the breakout year for him. 3-0. Of course, like we said, first round KOs. So, what more can you say, man? I don't know. Did you have any other prospects in mind? I had one.
Who else did you have in mind?
I had one. And I think this was because of the type of year that it was. And I'm going to say Gabriel Muratalla.
Okay.
3-0, the same this year. He tore his one of his muscles, right, in his biceps.
Yeah.
So he wasn't able to get more fights in, but he was on a roll. I think he was a sensation of the year.
Yeah, for sure.
Preschool
Revelation.
teacher. Like I said, 3-0. And these guys started fighting in the summer. Obviously, that first half of the year, there wasn't a lot of action because of the whole pandemic thing. But I think Muratalla, man, or I don't know if I'm using the term right or if I should say, like I said, sensation of the year. But I think he's a prospect that people should definitely look out for. He's 26 years old. He made his pro debut 2019. His record is 5-0, and he did get 3 big wins this year on ESPN. And like I said, the whole story, the preschool teacher and having Robert Garcia and his dad in his corner, I think he was one of the revelations. Yeah, there we go. More so, but of course I can't see anybody arguing against Edgar Berlanga, man.
Yeah, no, Berlanga kind of he's one of those prospects that he's just been doing something that nobody has done since Mike Tyson knocking out people in the first round. And like we joked, you can't take a bathroom break. You cannot, answer the phone. You can't.
You can't change the channel. I changed the channel in the last fight, man.
Yeah.
The college football game was on. I changed the channel. I figured I'll come back in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And when I changed it back in his last fight, he was already walking out the ring.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, he did it again.
Yeah, and if you hear him, if you follow him, he's calling out the big guys, which a lot of people will be like, whoa, chill.
Yeah.
But just the fact that they're mentioning his names with those big names just tells you that this guy is for real, and he's trying to make a splash. And he's already doing that now. First round knockouts, sensational fashion. That's that guy that everybody wants to see. Everybody wants to see what happens next. Of course, you want to keep that streak alive, but at the same time, you also want to get those rounds and that experience. So, to me, without a doubt, Berlanga took off. I like that you brought up Gabriel because, like you said, the revelation. He was the people love stories, and he had a great story.
Yeah. And
I feel like if it wasn't for that bicep, he probably would have gone two more fights in by the end of the year. And he didn't just take on easy competition. He was in there with another undefeated fighter, so he was mixing it up with, you're testing yourself with challenges. You're padding that record, but you're still making it competitive. And I know if it wasn't for that bicep, I think we would have seen him a couple more times.
Yeah. And let me highlight what people are saying here. Shout out to HDZ Boxing. Our guy Ramiro on the check-in. Xander Sayas 4 fights and 3 coming by KO. That's another one. Jesus Sayas also in 2020. Yep. Xander Sayas is another guy. But I don't see anybody knocking Berlanga off that list. I think, of course, ESPN named him the prospect of the year, as they should. Kind of have to. But yeah, man, I think the fact that Berlanga has 16 fights is kind of what puts him into that prospect category, right? Xander is still very young, but he's a talented guy, man. He's an interesting guy. I kind of have the same sentiment as Verdejo. Like I'm still
Okay.
waiting. I'm still waiting on
yeah,
him.
yeah.
I gotta wait.
You
I
want-
gotta see more.
Yeah, you don't want to, christen him yet, like with the next.
Yeah.
You know?
Because Verdejo, he had the nickname El Diamante, and he was already saying, well, he said it himself, which I don't mind a young fighter being ambitious, but Tito Trinidad is kind of like the bar, right?
Yeah.
And these guys name drop him a lot. Berlanga has too, but it comes with a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna stick with
You're saying Tito is the bar for Puerto Rico, right?
Of course, man. Who else?
No, yeah.
Who else?
Yeah.
God damn.
Of course.
Well, you know who else they're gonna say? Miguel Cotto, right?
Of course. You strive for Tito, and if you get to Miguel Cotto, you're good. You're good. Like that is a good career at the end of the day.
We haven't had any Puerto Ricans on this show, right?
I don't think so, man.
We've had Andre,
Andre's got some,
which he's half Puerto Rican,
Puerto Rican, yeah.
but we haven't had a 100% Puerto Rican guy, and I would like to have their take on this whole thing.
Yeah.
The whole Cotto, Trinidad, and also the up and comers. Well, Verdejo unfortunately took a loss in his last fight, but guys like Sander Sayas, I would like to know what the Puerto Ricans think, man, because the bar was very high, in that era when Tito was a man. Before that, Hector Camacho, right?
Yeah.
And then after Trinidad, it was Cotto. It's kind of like, who's gonna be the next guy? It was supposed to be Verdejo,
He's gonna fill the boots.
right?
Yeah.
Will it be Sander?
Could be. Will it be Berlanga?
Berlanga? Yeah.
We'll see.
We'll see, man.